Hello, this is Mr. Huff, and I want to walk through a quick tutorial or video to walk you through making a pear-shaped cam. It's pretty straightforward once you get started. You're basically going to outline the part and draw the sketch and the shape of the cam and then extrude it 0.125 inches. So I'm looking at the specifications listed on my PLTW, and we're just going to make that cam. So starting from here, we're going to end up with this kind of shape here. So if I hit home, you should be able to see, this little pear-shaped cam. Okay, so that's what we're going to make. So what I'm going to do is choose New, Standard IPT, and click Create. This is the name for the part. I always recommend saving first what you're working on, so we're going to hit Save, which is also Control S, and let me shrink this around. I recommend always using uppercase letters. It makes your drawings look better whenever you finish those and import them into drawings. So give it a name, uppercase. First thing we're going to do is start a sketch. So we have to do sketch, and we are going to start with a line, and I'm going to place that on this plane. You can put it on the XY plane, the YZ plane, or you could put it on the XZ plane. I usually will choose the XY plane because it makes sense mathematically, right? So, alright, what I'm going to also do is make this a construction line. So you can see right here, this little command is construction line, so I'm going to choose that. And we're going to draw a line that goes along the y-axis, and I'm going to make it 1.75. Okay, and hit escape, and now I have a line here. So here's my line, and this is going to be the center of my pear cam. Next thing I'm going to do is add two circles. I'm turning off the construction lines and making it actual lines, and now I'm going to choose the circle, and I'm going to click in at the tip of one of click at the tip of that line, and this upper circle has a radius of 0.5, but the diameter is times 2. So you can actually do this in Inventor, is put an equation in there. So I'm going to multiply 1/2 times 2, and that's going to give me a diameter of 1 inch. Okay, and then I'm going to draw another circle here at the other end of the line at the origin, and I'm going to make this circle 1.25 times 2. And that gives me a lovely line that's 2.5 inches across. Or it's not a line, it's a circle. Sorry. I should just be quiet and draw. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line way longer than it needs to be. From here to here, close to those circles. Okay. And then I'm going to hit escape and draw another line over here, way longer than it needs to be. And then I'm going to hit escape. So now I've got two lovely lines. I'm going to use the tangent function. I'm going to make this line tangent to this circle, and I'm going to make this line also tangent to this circle. I'm going to make this line tangent to this circle, and this line tangent to this circle. Now I need to use the trim tool. Trim anything past the circle, anything inside my shape, and all of that's trimmed off. Okay, so now I have the pear shape. There's also a little square that goes right here, so let's figure out how to do that. We're going to do a rectangle, draw a rectangle here, and I'm just going to put it anywhere, and that rectangle is 0.125 by 0.125. Okay, and hit enter, and now I have a rectangle. Let's zoom in there. This is why having a scroll mouse is really important. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on that rectangle quite a bit. I'm going to use a construction line, and I'm going to just real quickly draw a construction line across the center diagonally, or across the shape diagonally I can do it both ways. I only needed one of those. Let's just do one. Then I'm going to turn off construction lines, and I'm going to click on point, and I'm going to hover along this line until that selection turns green. That's the midpoint. Okay, so I have a midpoint defined in that square there. Okay, hit escape a couple of times. And what I want to do is apply a coincident constraint. Let me zoom out a little bit, between the center of this little rectangle, or well, it's a square, and the origin point, which is right there. So let's zoom in on that a little bit. And I want to do a coincident constraint. So we're going to put 2 points at exactly the same place. And I think that's what I want. So let's try it and see. So I'm going to choose this point, and I'm going to go to the origin. Zoom in on that and make sure I have the dot at the end. Bam. Okay. So sometimes you have to like kind of zoom in on things to see where they are. Okay. So now I have my sketch done, and it looks kind of busy. So I have the 1-inch circle at the top, 2.5-inch circle at the bottom. I have this center line between the centers of those two circles. I have these 2 lines that I added here, trimmed everything out. I added this little square in the middle. And now we can go to 3D model, and we choose extrude, and I click on this area, and see how it's got the little hole there? That's exactly what I wanted. And I look at my diagram, it says 0.125, and that is my Pear Cam. So if I go to home, it will center that up for me. Another thing I can do is choose this little circle here that says adjust, and I can make that, if I click on that one, I can pick a color and make it any kind of color that I want. I like to play with the colors a lot. Another thing you can do is you can also choose different materials, and some work better than others. So you can kind of go through these, like here's the light red, but I kind of like the flexibility you get here. So anyway, that is how you do or construct a Pear Cam using Inventor. Save your work, and you are done with that part.